old when my mother had her fourth child at home, and that immediately made me want to be a midwife. Is it such a long time until you actually become what you want to be? And in my case, I didn't qualify as a midwife till I was 35. The only illegal thing I have ever done in my life is to deliver a baby in New Jersey at home about 20 years ago. In many of the states in North America, midwives are illegal or have been illegal, and so have home births. Midwives Alliance of North America have managed this week to produce a survey, which they've done over the last few years, of 16,500 home births, and you'll be amazed, gobsmacked to hear that the results of those home births have safer results and better results than even the best maternity hospitals in the States. I'm an NCT teacher, I do a lot of classes. I had eight couples who come back to tell me about their births. And one of the men said, well, the one thing you didn't tell us, Caroline, well, you didn't tell us how brutal birth was. 7 of those women had absolutely brutal births. Brutal. And one woman hadn't. Guess where she had her baby? The medical profession has absolutely taken over childbirth. And, you know, sometimes we need them to. Sometimes we need doctors to do cesareans and von tubes and forceps. As long as midwives are strong and they keep the doctors at bay, no Charlie, we don't need you in here, we'll let you know when we want you, just keep on. The job of midwives is to protect women from the over-enthusiasms of the medical profession, and that doesn't seem to me to be happening. It seems that the whole guidelines, procedures, suggestions are very medically dominated, and this means that they're dominated from a position of fear. What if something goes wrong? What if an emergency happens? Well, I mean, the midwives here will know with the first baby, emergencies hardly ever happen. In my 38 years as a midwife, doing home births and birth centre births, I have had one obstetric emergency with a woman having a first baby. First labours are very frequently long, boring and tedious. Where is it best to be long, boring and tedious? At home. Where you can make yourself a nice Marmite sandwich or watch the telly or do something like that. And the thing about the medical profession is that they do not manage, they cannot cope with long, boring and tedious. They want to get things moving, let's get it going, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. And of course that actually impinges on the woman, and when you speed up labour it makes it more painful, she needs more help with pain relief, it affects her pelvic floor muscles, the ramifications just go on and on. Which is why for a lot of metropolitan hospitals, the caesarean section rate for primogravid women having first babies, is approaching 45 to 50%. That has to be crazy. Has to be crazy in 2014 when women are fitter and healthier than they have ever been in all their lives. Take no notice of all these high-risk women. It's a miasma, really. Women in 2014 have babies that they want. Babies who are wanted are welcomed, and women are often emotionally absolutely ready, so that they are at very low risk from their health point of view. Women of over 40, all the women of over 40 I have met having first babies, are excited, enthusiastic, ready to have their baby, emotionally ready. They've been to the gym every day since they were 18. They're 10 times fitter than I am, and they're just no problem at all. And the obesity, well yes, I mean some of us are more generously covered than others, but if you're grossly obese, say you're 25 or 30 stone, it's jolly difficult to get pregnant. The logistics of sexual intercourse are not easy when you're that fat. So there are not that many women, and if you get a woman who is very, very obese, the last thing you should be doing with her is lying her on her back like a stranded beetle. Put her in a deep water pool and she's as lithesome and fine as anybody else. So don't take any notice of all this high risk, high risk, high risk. It's actually because the reason we have to pretend that there are so many high risk women is because we've produced too many doctors in this country. Obviously, some women need cesareans, some women need forceps, some women need Ventouse, and we need doctors for them. But we're not containing doctors properly. It's interesting, we're not containing them enough. And it's interesting that we're now going away from the hospitals, which is lovely. And that comment about snuggling in bed with your first, after you've had a baby, that's the best thing about a home birth. Snuggling in your own bed with your own beloved man, with this little person in between you, and you say to each other, "Aren't we clever? Oh, look what we made.